You won't believe this, but Trump, Elon, Howard Lutnick are changing everything. What's about to be exposed is going to leave a massive shock to the system. Remember what Rosie Rio said? You need a shock to the system to change consumer behaviors. Now, here's my word of wise counsel and warning. If your emotions look like the crypto market, you're going to get wrecked 100% of the time. We saw the meme coin casino just get exposed big time. Remember, the meme coins is just emotion. The markets are just emotion. What you should be doing right now is looking long term, coming back to the present moment, and asking yourself the thing that you are invested in, will it be here in the next 10 years? That's the only question you should be asking yourself right now. You should not be concerned about the short term volatility. You should not be concerned whether it's going to pump tomorrow or within the next minute. You should not be looking at your portfolio every 5 seconds and thinking that every bit of news is going to cause a parabolic move. That's how you get wrecked. You take the middle ground. You be non emotional. You build a long term horizon. And if you have a little bump in the short term, maybe pull a little bit off the table. But if you are caught in this short term volatility, emotional reactions to every single response in news, you're going to get wrecked 100% of the time. Disciplined and consistency equals freedom. If someone's message is changing all the time, you can almost look at their internal and external wealth. Okay. That is not wise counsel. Wise counsel is consistency, discipline, done for a long enough period of time to access that new paradigm. Crypto is not going anywhere. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. XRP is not going anywhere. And there's many others that you need to research at a deep level, whether they're going to be here or not. That's how you win this game. People will stay in a job for 30 years and be miserable to retire with $250,000, but they won't stay patient for the next 6 years. Study the living shit out of this stuff and invest in top 10 that they believe in to be wealthy for the rest of their lives. That's how they beat us. The emotion. That's how they get us. They take us outside of the natural flow of nature. You're not going to beat nature. Observe nature and you're going to do very, very well. The tide goes in, the tide goes out. So take a deep breath. And what I'm about to show you, I hope that you'll be able to see what is actually happening. There's going to be a massive shock to America and worldwide. So the first thing we're going to start out with is 11 months ago. Okay, they're talking about Social Security. Now, this is really important. You're going to see there's going to be so much disclosure. It's going to come so fast and so fierce. For example, the meme coin casino just got exposed. There's no influencer out there. These influencers that are starting the meme coins, the intention is to make money. There's influencers saying, "Oh, my intention is to change the meme coin game." Shit is shit. It's just shit, right? You can't take shit and make it something else, right? If you know the meme coin is a casino and you know that you're the exit liquidity, then all good. But when they're trying to package it up and say, "Oh, listen, I'm gonna make the meme coin that's gonna change the world," it's a meme coin. It's a shit coin. That's what it is. So stay out of the casino. Okay. Let me share with you what is actually happening with the infrastructural change in our financial system, the age of Aquarius, spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. And I'm super serious about this. This is how we built financial freedom and are about to build generational wealth over the next 10 years is because we're disciplined, we're focused, we're not emotional. We understand how to run companies at a deep level, and we look at these as companies, not just get rich quick. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox, but I'm very serious about this. I mean, you have to be very careful because if you've never built wealth before and you haven't rewired the foundation, you're going to end up in the exact same situation. That's why lottery winners go broke. That's why pro athletes often go broke because the foundation wasn't rewired. That's why I went broke twice in my lifetime, because then I finally figured out this was broken. And I studied methodically and I study every day how wealth actually works. It's disciplined, it's consistent, it's opposite of the 99%, and it's called currency for a reason. They call it a bank for a reason. They dam up your money and they make it current and they make money off your money. Okay, so we're going to listen to this video from 11 months ago, and then we're going to backwards engineer to this to let you know that crypto is here to stay.
all a scam. I mean, we got people that's getting ready to retire that's going to try to live off $2,000 to $3,000. Impossible. It's impossible, because what happens, it comes up here, we spend it. We're 35 trillion in debt. We don't have any money. We're dead broke. And then taxpayers have $2 trillion in credit card debt. We are in huge trouble. In this body, we had better start figuring that out, because we're going to have a run on this city here soon, and there's going to be about 150 million people coming up here saying, where's our damn money that we paid in? I could have put my Social Security money 40 years in tax in the market and probably be worth 8 to 10 million today. But the federal government wasted it. So I'll get off my horse there. But it's good that we have this, because we got, I get a little pension check from education. I was part of a union. It's not going to help people. People are going to have to continue to work longer and longer. Am I right, Ms. Ginger? Can you say something about Social Security and it being taxed for some reason? We're taxing people for the second time on Social Security that they put into an account.
Yeah, and I'd like to point out, when Social Security was first founded, those who established it, it was started out as a 2% tax, and they said this will never take more than 6% of your income. Today, it takes 12.4%, and depending on whether you go with CBO or Social Security trustees, it needs to take between 15.8 and 17.5%. So we're talking about thousands of dollars more per year. It also was actually only originally recommended that the tax be up to $66,000, equivalent in today's dollars of earnings. But over time, it has expanded massively, and the money has been spent every year. So whereas everybody thinks this money's been set aside for me, no, for the past 13 years, every dollar that has gone out of workers' paychecks has gone immediately to pay promised benefits. And that's what happens when you have a system that enables those in charge of it to spend the money in the immediate term and leave the buck to the next generation that's coming along.
Okay, well, the buck stops here. That's what I want you guys to see. And this is going to backwards engineer into crypto. So pay attention to the players in the game. This is what keeps me calm. Okay, so this is Howard Lutnick. You want to follow him through the whole journey, okay? This is what he's saying about abolishing the IRS. Check this out.
Think about it. Donald Trump announces the External Revenue Service, and his goal is very simple. His goal is to abolish the Internal Revenue Service and let all the outsiders pay. I mean, this is someone who is focused on America. Let's drive down our waste, fraud, and abuse. I'll give you an example. Cruise ships.
Okay, so he's going to go through the examples. So pay attention. Write down Howard Lutnick. Okay, so now what is a sovereign wealth fund? We talked about this. A sovereign wealth fund is where a country takes their own investments and starts to live off of their investments and not their people. They stop robbing from their people. So let's listen to this, what a sovereign wealth fund is. And then I'm going to take you down the narrative, Howard Lutnick, and I'm going to show you a video what Trump says about America and crypto.
President Donald Trump signed an executive order outlining plans to establish a sovereign wealth fund. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and nominee Howard Lutnick have 90 days to come up with plans to establish that fund. But what exactly is a sovereign wealth fund?
A sovereign wealth fund is an investment fund that's owned and managed by the government. The world's largest are typically funded by governments that profit from their own natural resources. Federal government has about $5.7 trillion worth of assets, which could potentially be used to generate some of that longer term wealth through an investment fund.
And typically countries start a sovereign wealth fund if they have a budget surplus. It's obviously not the case in the U.S. It's been running a deficit since 2001. Globally, though, there are more than 90 sovereign wealth funds holding over $8 trillion in assets. That's according to the International Forum of...
Okay, so that's really important. Did you hear the trillions of dollars? Okay, now we're going to remember Howard Lutnick, right? So let's listen to this. Look at the guy on the right who's standing there. That's Howard Lutnick, okay? And I'm going to take you all the way through this to understand who Howard Lutnick is and how much he has in Bitcoin.
Very exciting. We're going to stand this thing up within the next 12 months. We're going to monetize
We're talking about the sovereign wealth fund. Listen.
The asset side of the U.S. balance sheet for the American people. We're going to put the assets to work. And I think it's going to be very exciting. We're going to study best practices as done around the world. It'll be a combination of liquid assets that we have in this country as we work to bring them out for the American people.
The extraordinary size and scale of the U.S. government and the business it does with companies should create value for American citizens. If we are going to buy 2 billion COVID vaccines, maybe we should have some warrants and some equity in these companies and have that grow for the help of the American people. So I bring all these things together. I think Scott and I will create an amazing sovereign wealth fund for you, sir.
Okay, so that's Howard Lutnick. So let's listen to the back end of this interview of Anthony Pompliano with Howard Lutnick. Oh, give me a second. Did not switch it. Oh, there we go.
Question for you before I let you go. How rich are you, and how much of your net worth is in Bitcoin? Because if I don't ask you, everyone will be really mad at me.
If you took my stake in my public companies, which is public, and you did the public math, you'd see a couple of $1 billion.
Okay.
Okay. And then at least a couple of $1 billion. And then you'd have, what's Cantor worth? Yeah, I'm not saying. Okay. But things are good for me. How about that? Is that a nice way to say it? Since Cantor owns the stakes in the other companies, it's good for me. So, and I have
like the percentage. You don't have to say exact number, but like, how do you think about either you or Cantor?
I don't have a big enough percentage. I probably have, no, I can't say because then people can figure out that no, how much I have. If you took my stake in my public companies, which is public, and you have hundreds of millions of dollars.
Okay.
Okay. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars exposure to Bitcoin.
That's what I wanted.
And it will be billions.
I was going to say, so next year when you come back and we'll do this again and you'll be a Bitcoin billionaire and,
okay, so that's 2025. Next year, when you come back, he has hundreds of millions. It'll be billions. They know stuff we don't know, guys, and this is what they know.
I've signed executive orders to keep the United States at the forefront of artificial intelligence and to end Joe Biden's war on Bitcoin and crypto. We ended that war totally. That war is over. They were very hostile toward them until the very end, just because there's so many people on Bitcoin and crypto that just before the end, the SEC came out and they were being very nice. I was so nice to people because so many people were being indicted for no reason whatsoever. Very political group of people. That's all they did was they liked indicting people, but they were being indicted, and many of those indictments were dropped just before the election because they said, wait a minute, there's 100 million, 125 million people using this, and they didn't want to have all these people being voted against. But by the time they did that, it was too late. We had that vote entirely, I think. I think anybody smart that believed in that, and there were a lot of people believing it, anybody that was smart voted for Trump. And they pulled the indictments. And I see people that were indicted. I said, I saved your life. I saved your life. Because if they actually thought that I was doing it, they said, why is Trump doing it? Is he doing it for political reasons? I don't do anything for political reasons. I do what's right. I want to be in the forefront of every industry.
Okay. So I hope that you can see in this message that you're very, very early. Okay. What you have to do, again, I'm going to say this again, you have to pull yourself to a 30,000 foot overview. You have to get yourself out of the short term. You have to. You're going to get wrecked if you are in the short term mindset. Okay. Crypto is not going anywhere. In the next 6 years, it is the most critical time in your life right now to look at debts and non-negotiables. Do you have 2 cars sitting in your driveway? Do you need 2 cars? You got 2 $700 car payments? Can you get rid of both cars and go down to hoopties and free up $1,700, $1,400 a month and maybe transmute that into something that is fundamental? My portfolio has gone up 800% since 2020. I got ridiculed. I got made fun of for holding XRP, all these different things. But here's the thing that I didn't do is I didn't listen to other people's opinion. I built a thesis, an investment thesis. I looked at my debts and non-negotiables. I did everything I can. I first started investing 10% of my income and then 20% of my income and then 30% of my income. And as things started to go up and I started to make more money with businesses and assets, I didn't increase my lifestyle. I kept it the same. I created this gap in between my lifestyle and my income. And I took that gap and I invested into the capital markets. As everybody ran from crypto, I invested in crypto. As everybody's flooding in, getting rich quick, I calmly pull it off the top and I pull it down the risk pyramid. I stuff it into cash value life insurance. From there, I'm going to get more real estate. From there, I'm going to get precious metals. From there, I have a dividend ETF strategy. From there, I created companies that create cash flow. I studied every book I could. Richest Man in Babylon. What would the Rockefellers do? Think and Grow Rich. Cash Flow Quadrant. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. All these books that they had, all the knowledge is out there, but knowledge without wisdom is destructive. And that's why people are getting wrecked in the meme coin game. You got influencers coming out here and saying they're going to change the meme coin game, that they're going to make them fundamental. There is no fundamentals to it. There is none. It's a meme coin. Say what it is. It's a meme coin. It's a shit coin. You know, you're coming into the casino. Good luck with it. If you're not the creator, or you're not close to the creator, or you're not in some secret group, because now we know that crypto snipers exist and the own projects snipe their own crypto. Well, guess what? You're going to lose 100% of the time. So if that's your investment strategy, there's Warren Buffett, Donald Trump. Well, he has a meme coin, but I don't think he sniped. Well, they did snipe his project. My point behind this is Kathy Woods, Ray Dalio, Warren Buffett. They're not sitting there chasing meme coins. Fundamental, long-term, looking at things that they can measure, that they can logically look at, not fairy tales, not magic pills. That's how winning is done. That's how winning is done in life. If you cheat on your diet and you take a magic pill, it's going to come back. The weight's going to come back quick. If you're trying to take a shortcut in your relationship and you're going outside your relationship, you're going to get exposed. Okay. If you try to cheat in business, you're going to lose 100% of the time. If you cheat your people, you're going to get wrecked. You're going to get exposed. It just doesn't work. So it's going to be here, and it's going to be a bumpy ride because of all this stuff happening. Think about this. This is the way the analogy I'm going to use. Because imagine our parents just got divorced, right? We went from left to extreme right, right? So now our parents got divorced. Everybody's emotional. They're trying to adjust. The left is freaking out. The right, they're like, we're right, you're right, blah, blah, blah. It's a human cycle that's happening right now. We're heading into an age of exposure, an age of disclosure. That's from a personal level too. Anybody not doing the right thing is going to get exposed. This is the area of authenticity. You better speak your truth. That's why I share with you exactly what I'm doing. I'll never speak about something I'm not doing myself. Or I'll never speak about something that I'm not doing myself. I will never speak about something I'm not doing. Okay. So here's my exact strategy. Bitcoin holding forever. I'll only lend against my Bitcoin. It will be a bank for me in the future. Okay. Altcoins, all other cryptos to include XRP. My two biggest holdings are XRP and Bitcoin. I'm pulling 50% on the way up. If it goes up, I'm not worried about the bull run. If it goes up, fantastic. I'll pull profits. I pull it down the risk pyramid. I put it into cash value life insurance. Once those are max funded, you can't just stuff a bunch of money into them. Once those are max funded, a little bit more silver, a little bit more real estate, continuing to innovate in our companies. We're actually doing some really innovative processes around AI technology to make our companies more efficient and better, easier to run. I have a dividend ETF strategy. When I get paid dividends, I de-risk back into Bitcoin and XRP because I believe in them. Okay, I understand them. It doesn't matter what somebody else says. It doesn't matter a tweet that's put out, or it doesn't matter what another influencer says or what the news says. I believe in what I hold, and that's the key to all of this. If you don't believe in Bitcoin, then don't invest in it. If you don't believe in XRP, Bitcoin people, then don't talk about it. Don't invest. It doesn't matter. Build a plan, stick to it. Not one person is going to win in every single asset, but the person who picks 10 assets and sticks with them and studies them methodically and does not sway from their plan is going to do way better than the person who's jumping from crypto to crypto, from asset to asset, trying to find the magic pill. There is not a magic pill. It doesn't exist. That's the quickest way to get wrecked. So love you guys very, very much. Big warning. I will never DM you proactively. I don't have WhatsApp. I don't have Telegram. I'm not DMing you about your crypto. I do not trade people's crypto. I do not have a crypto trading platform. You will never, ever, 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 ever send me money. That is not me communicating with you. That is not, there's tons of fake profiles out there. Anybody in this industry is going to have tons of fake profiles. There's no influencer asking you to send them money. If they are, they're a scammer. Okay. What we do have for you is resources. I have education platforms. Okay. So we have the 3T Warrior Academy, which is description down below. Coach JV Academy. We've helped 10,000 people worldwide understand all these fundamentals. It's education. We don't give you a fish. We teach you how to fish. Our warriors are calm. Our warriors are stoic. Our warriors are not making irrational decisions. because it starts with the foundation here and here. You go through my revolutionary 120-day challenge, you get your shit together, you build the foundation. From there, you start to learn to budget, you learn what money is, financial literacy, right? And then you understand what to do, how to fish, right? That's the key to all this. And you are who you surround yourself with. So the community is awesome. You'll absolutely love it. So get in the vibe, get in the tribe. We have 2,100 active people right now, over 10,000 people since 2020. We have 2,000 active in the community right now. And then on the other side, completely separate, so I get hundreds of messages on cash value life insurance. So I have a team that can help you with conversations around that. Okay. It's called a needs assessment. Fill that needs assessment out as deep as possible. What I do may not work for you. So we fill out a needs assessment. My team will text you, call you, email you, all 50 states and Canada. Okay. They will never ask you to send them money directly. We don't get paid by the client. So very important. So that's a free needs assessment around cash value life insurance, annuities, protecting your family, moving old money from a 401k, things like that. It's called the retirement strategy needs assessment. Okay. But what I do may not work for you. So fill that out and my team will reach out to you. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the inside. Warriors, let's get your shit together. Let's go.